What's up? This is Gardy with Clear Life Media, Clear Life Combat. We're here at the Clear Life HQ in Leak City, Texas. I got a guest here in studio. He has something really big coming up this Sunday. I'm going to let him introduce himself. We're going to find out all about that event taking place on Sunday. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. Weight cut's easy. My name's Jeremy Milbourn, professional kickboxer. This will be my second professional fight.
So you said the weight cut's easy. What do you normally walk around at? And how much weight are you cutting for this one?
I usually stay around 175, and I usually fought around, in my amateur career, I would fight at 155. So I would stay between 175, 170. That's just how we were coached. We never get fat, never get heavy, always stay ready. So in shape, I was always, 170 or so. So I don't like walking around heavy. I don't like getting fat. I don't like getting lethargic, and then I have to start the whole weight cut process over again. Mm-hmm. It's just like stay ready, stay hydrated, stay clean.
That's awesome. This Sunday, ULH Event Center, you're going to be fighting for Elevate again. What's your experience been like fighting for Elevate, in the past, and what are you bringing to the table this weekend?
Oh, it's been great. Chris is an awesome guy. He really takes care of me. He really goes out of his way, comes to the gym, brings me stuff like tickets and all that. He's a great guy. He really he puts the effort towards his fighters that he wants to promote. This Sunday, it's going to be a fun fight because the last person I fought was extremely durable. And so I threw everything in the kitchen sink at him, and he took it. And I was getting a little discouraged, but then, I had Adrian Yanez in my corner. He's like, don't get discouraged. He's got a big head. Just keep hitting him. So it was good having that. And, but this guy, he's not going to take it. He's not going to be able to take these hits.
Yeah. So who are you fighting this Sunday, and what do you know about him?
I believe his name is Mike Schultz. He's from Colorado. So I know he should probably have some good, elevation training. He should probably have some good endurance. But I've watched his fights, and he seems slow. He seems slick, predictable. He can't take shots. I've noticed in his fights. In one of the losses that I saw, the guy was just overwhelmed him with boxing, and he didn't have an answer. And then the fights that he won were people that were just kind of playing on the outside, letting him do whatever he wants. So I know how to win. So just get in his face and don't let him do anything.
How would you describe your fighting style?
I'm a bully. I'm going to walk you down. When it comes to kickboxing, I fight differently depending on the sport. And for kickboxing, one of my favorite kickboxers was Nicky Holtzkin. And Nicky Holtzkin's style was walk you down and beat the shit out of you. He would throw some spins every now and then, like I did. Every now and then I threw a spinning back fist. That was just, I was feeling myself in the moment. But for the most part, keep a tight shell, keep a tight guard, stay on the back leg, just walk them down, let them throw their bullshit, and discourage them. Just make them feel like nothing, they don't have anything for you.
Your last Elevate fight, you fought a guy that wasn't from Houston. This one, another guy from out of town. Do you have a preference, fighting someone from out of town or someone even from Houston that you may cross paths with, or does that matter to you at all?
It doesn't matter to me at all, no. I just want to fight people that will give me a challenge in some way. So I don't want walkover fights. I don't want easy fights, but then again, I don't want to get my ass beat, so, but, I would say I like fighting people from out of town, just cause I like to have the whole crowd on my side. I don't need the crowd, but it's just nice. Cause as an amateur, I did a lot of traveling for my fights. So I never had the crowd. It was always booze. It was always it was just always quiet when I would land something. So it's really nice to have the whole crowd on your side.
Right. And, I'm pretty new to kickboxing and Muay Thai and the culture, but whenever you watch these fights, even like Texas Muay Thai, we do the events, and the kickboxing, we do, live stream broadcast these events, but it's a big part. Every time someone hits, it's like, oh, hey, like there's a big crowd reaction. And I don't know, I'm guessing that's part of like the culture, right?
It kind of builds you momentum. Like WWE, like whenever they would start hitting and then the crowd would start going crazy, the Hulk Hogan stuff, like it's effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever you're landing things and it's just crickets in the background, it can play a factor.
Mm-hmm. Did you grow up watching wrestling, or how did you get into combat sports?
I got into combat sports when I believe I was 9 or 10. I started in Taekwondo, and I went all the way. I got to 2nd degree black belt. I think I was 17 when I stopped. I started watching UFC, and the person that got me training in UFC, back in the day, I was one of those people. I was a tap out person when I first started. It was Andrei Arlovsky, and I just saw him, and he fought someone. I don't remember who, but I remember one of the commentators. I think it was Mike Goldberg or someone. He said, "Oh, this guy has a karate or taekwondo background. Let's see how he fares against Andre." And then Andre just knocked him out clean. And I was like, "Oh, taekwondo might not work in the real world. Let me look into this. Let me look into some real sports." And so that's when I started looking into Muay Thai, kickboxing. At the time, there was a place. It's called Valley Tudo. So I was like, "What is Valley Tudo?" So I was looking into all these MMA relevant type sports. Mm-hmm. And then when I first started at 4 Ounce Fight Club. I mean, that was a long time ago. I think I was 16. I might have been 17. And it was off and on for about a year, and it just wasn't the atmosphere for me. It wasn't a good fit for my style, like how I wanted to train. And then I took a year off, and I was just, bullshitting, just being a typical 18-year-old. And then UFC came to Houston, and then I went to the UFC convention, and I got reamped.
Do you remember who was on that card? Who was the main event for that?
I believe it was I think it was Sean Shirk was fighting BJ Penn, maybe, or I know Sean Shirk was on the card, and I don't remember who was headlining. I didn't get tickets to the fight. I just went to the convention, and I don't remember who was there, but I went to the convention, so I got to see all the fighters. I got to wait in line, and I got to see like Forrest Griffin. I didn't get to see GSP, but his line was like 4 hours long. So I was like, "I'm sorry, GSP, I'm going to take a picture with a cutout." And so I took a selfie with a cutout of him, and I was like, "That's good enough." And then after that day, I got revamped, and I looked into some gyms around me, and that's where I found Team Took. And I trained there for a few years until I met Michael Corley. Michael Corley is the one, they brought him in to teach Muay Thai, and then he wanted to open up his own gym. And so when he did that, I went with him, and then I'm with him, went downtown. Then we went to, now we're in Garden Oaks. And so it's Heritage Muay Thai. That's where I'm at now.
Awesome. I have one of my really good friends. It's cool to see how combat sports has grown, even from, how old are you now?
I am 33. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah. From, what you've been training, the majority of your life, in some kind of combat sports, but the growth, I'm sure, even from being 18 or going to that UFC, Houston convention and all that, all those people has just grown. I was one of those people just not into, combat sports because I didn't know what it was. I think I had a misrepresentation of it.
A lot of people did. It was the tap out. It was the whole
right.
It was just the atmosphere. Is the bros, And
I was like, that's not for me. Yeah. Like I didn't think that was, but then I was like, no, this is awesome. It's kind of different.
It's really turned into a martial art, which is what I started with, was Taekwondo. So I started with like strict discipline. in Taekwondo. So whenever I first started, training MMA, it was more like brawling. It was more like just win. It wasn't anything about respect or anything like that or anything. But now it's really evolved into a sport of respect and a martial art.
Right. I did ask you before this about pro wrestling. So what era of wrestling were you watching? Who was your guys?
Oh man, The Rock.
Yeah.
It was The Rock, Stone Cold. Like those two guys, those were amazing people. They great entertainment. If you wanted to watch like the aerials and stuff like that, I loved Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a badass. So that was my era.
That's cool.
It was like the soap opera with athleticism.
Yeah.
That's what I liked.
Do you ever catch any of it now?
No,
it's all over, even on
haven't.
social media. Like Errol Hawani, like he's even talking about it, doing like power rankings. And I always go read the comments on it. It was like the top 10, pro wrestler power rankings and all this stuff. And people are just like, they get mad. They get mad about it. I'm like, let them do it.
Let them do it.
Yeah.
It's not worth anything. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's awesome. So talk to me about Heritage Muay Thai. I guess what's the culture like there, and what all are people able to train and learn?
At Heritage, we have a kids program where it's just striking. We don't do kids MMA or kids jiu-jitsu. We just do kids striking. And the atmosphere there is, family. Like bring your family. It's a martial arts gym. So we really want you. We're not like a fighter gym. We have fighters at the gym. That's separated. But we really want the culture to be more of a martial arts academy.
Yeah, cool.
And so the programs we have there, we have fitness kickboxing. So if you're just there to get some aggression out, hit the bag, learn some skills, lose some weight, we have that class. I run that class. And then we have the Muay Thai class. That's our biggest class. We have like 50 people in that class, some nights. And that's where you're going to learn Muay Thai scoring. You're going to learn Muay Thai technique. You're going to learn rhythm. You're going to learn footwork. You're going to learn like what's effective in Muay Thai. And then we have Eve Edwards. He teaches our MMA program. So he incorporates some striking into it, but for the majority of it, it's a lot of grappling in that class.
Yeah. Do you, I know you had mentioned even, being at 4 ounce and training some MMA, but do you still work on your grappling, or is it just mainly striking right now?
Right now, 8 weeks out to the fight, I don't do any grappling because you don't want to pull out from a fight that's kickboxing because you twisted your knee in wrestling. So whenever I'm 8 weeks out from a striking fight, I cut out all grappling. But yeah, I've been doing grappling for about 2 years now.
Do you enjoy it as much as striking?
I don't enjoy it as much as striking, but I do enjoy it sometimes, especially when I get to go with like a good competitive person in a live role. It's really fun because it's strategic. I like it. I like strategy. Mm-hmm. I don't like brawling. I like thinking about it.
Yeah. What's your grappling style?
My grappling style, it depends. If you're a better wrestler than me, then I like to flow and do more jiu-jitsu. But if you're more of a flowing jiu-jitsu person, I'm more of a smash you person. Because I'm not gonna play your game. I'm not gonna flow with you when you're better than me.
Yeah, cool. Eves Edwards. I've been to Heritage and I filmed some of the Muay Thai. This is a long Muay Thai. Oliver Jimenez. I went and filmed with him over there for Muay Thai whenever he had a fight coming up, and then the MMA with Eves. Yeah, it's just like there's very, very good people that are there that are training with him, and I mean obviously he's world class and like a legend.
Yes.
In the sport, right?
Oh yeah, I think he's almost 50 or he is 50, and he's still more athletic than me. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
He never lost it.
Right. Man, that's cool. What about goals for you? I know this is going to be your second fight with Elevate, and I think this is the second pro fight, right?
Yes.
What do you see happening long term, or what's your hope?
Well, what I would like to do is just have some professional fights in some MMA, some pro fights in kickboxing, and I want to have some pro Muay Thai fights. And my goal isn't to be a world champion. I just want people to see my skill set, because long term, what I want to do is open up my own gym, and I want to be able to reference, like, look, I've done it. Listen to me. I've been here. Just do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be one of the coaches that, you have to trust, but they have no history. There are coaches that are really good coaches that never fought. I'm not taking anything away from that, but my mindset is I want to be able to have a reference for people to go look at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Danaher.
Yeah.
He's like, for him, he wasn't a competitor, but he's like just a great teacher.
Yeah, because some people they don't have the will to fight, but they have the IQ. They can see the fight. They can just see like what the other person's doing and anticipate it and be like, look for that right hand, and then it comes. Like Cameron Smotherman.
Mm-hmm.
We had he just had his UFC debut a couple weeks ago, and Sebastian, BJJ Bash.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, he was in Smotherman's corner.
Yes.
And he just has such a good IQ. I could hear him in the corner. He said, "Watch for that elbow. It's coming." When he had him pressed up against the cage, he's like, "Watch for that elbow. It's coming." 2 seconds later, swings an elbow. He ducks under. I was like, God, how did he see that elbow coming? Like, I didn't see that elbow coming. Like, how did he see that? So there's people that just have an IQ for the fight game.
Right. Whenever Cameron was doing his walkout, he was cheesing. Not, Cameron obviously came in and he has like his swag and stuff like that. But I was looking at the corner, I was like, man, it has to be so cool to be, fighting and you're on the regional circuit, and then to be able to walk out and, man, I'm at the UFC. So
yeah,
BJJ Bash, just there like cheesing. I was kind of like living through. I was like, man, that he looks so happy.
He's like cool 18, feeling. 19 years old and he's cornering somebody in the UFC. I was like, that's crazy.
And that speaks a lot. I mean, like you said, to his knowledge and stuff, to be like, yeah, this guy's going to be in my corner because his IQ and his skill and stuff. So that
doesn't matter that he's a child. He's literally a child. That child kicks my ass.
Yeah, man. Cool. Very cool. Okay. Sunday, talk to me one more time. What's happening on Sunday? And maybe someone's on the fence. Like, why should they tune in to watch you fight?
Why should you tune in to watch me fight? Well, this Sunday, I am going to knock this person unconscious. So I've seen his fights, and I know he can't take a hit. So I'm just going to hit him.
All right. Do you want to share any of that game plan, or is that too much to see?
You know what? I don't think it'll matter. But, yeah, it's going to be a straight right hand. It's just going to go through his face. He can't stop straight hands.
Awesome. That's exciting. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, yeah. Can I promote myself?
Of course.
Okay, good. So what I'm building right now is my Instagram handle, the training blueprint. So what that is I'm trying to build a base for people, for up and coming martial artists, of how to train. So there's a lot of videos out there on how do you block a kick, how do you throw a kick. I don't want to really go over too much of that. I want to go over how should you be training. So what are the drills you should be training to be a striker? What are the drills you should be training to be an MMA fighter? How should you be eating? How should you be lifting? Like what should be your lifestyle outside of the gym? So I want to train people how to be a martial artist. And that's what the training blueprint is.
Where did that idea come from?
It just came from me I'm a quiet person. I just let people talk. I like to sit on the back burner and just hear people talk. And I just hear the stupidest things. I just hear the stupidest ways to cut weight. I hear people saying like what they're doing in the gym, lifting wise. And I'm like, you're a jiu-jitsu person. Why are you doing that lifting? That's actually not good for you. That's not helping you at all in jiu-jitsu. So why are you lifting like that? But I don't like to just interject on people. So I want a platform to show people. And I want professionals to come on. So I have professionals in all aspects. I have UFC fighters. They come in and they show you should be jabbing. You know, like you should be jabbing like this. You can disrupt people with the jab. You can use the jab to step offline. You can use the jab to set up offense. You can use the jab to stop people's offense. So I want people to understand at the highest level what you should be doing. And you could be doing it at the lowest level, and people at the highest level are doing these same drills. And I want you to understand it's not me telling you to do this. This is people that have made it, you know. Listen to them. Yeah.
That's cool. Even for that, like how would somebody, I guess, reach out, find out information, or see, is this a good fit for me?
Well, you can go to my Instagram, the Training Blueprint. I'm building a website right now. I just need more. I'm filming right now with my media guy, and it's just, I don't want to open up a website with 10 videos and ask people for, you know, to pay a monthly subscription. So I'm waiting until I get a big library. Like I'm going to have a huge library on diet, how you should be cutting weight, lifting for different sports, how drills for wrestling, drills for jiu-jitsu, all these things. So I want it to be perfect before I open.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But check it out on Instagram, because I give y'all teaser videos on Instagram. Those aren't the full videos. Those are just teasers.
Yeah. So that you can go get those tips,
yes,
you know, for free right there.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, you can get those free tips for those quick tips for free.
Awesome. I like that. Yeah, subscription based. That makes sense. Just with a library of anything.
And it's, you get the whole library as long as you're a member.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out today.
Thank you so much.
This is Gardy with Clear Life Media. Jeremy will be fighting Sunday for Elevate. ULH. Make sure you get your tickets. You can watch the pay-per-view on Clear Life Media. Y'all be blessed.
Be there.